What's up, guys? In this video, the C10 gets electronic fuel injection. Okay, so here we are back to working on the C10. As you can see, the carburetor's off. Here it is right here. It started acting up, like leaking fuel and all of that stuff, so I mean, it's also not a really good carburetor for this application, I don't think. I mean, it never worked that well, so what we're replacing it with is a Holley self-tuning EFI system. Super excited for that. We'll be unboxing it later. And then also as a side project, well, first we're just going to clean up the engine a little bit, make it, you know, get some of the grime off of it. And it's a side project. We got some sick orange valve covers for this thing, as well as a new, air filter to match with that orange Chevy logo. So cool. Let's get to work. All right, so inside of this big box, we have a couple of smaller boxes. Let's see what's going on.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Box is gonna fall off.
That is so clean. Alright, so we went for the gold one. It's gonna look super good. Look at that. Sweet. The ECU and everything is completely internal on this. So it's really just hook up your power sprouts and you're pretty much good. What else is in here?
Just some wires and a box.
Is this the screen?
Oh yeah, this is the screen.
That's sweet. We'll have to figure out where we're gonna mount this, but this will show you your like air fuel ratio, your basically stuff like that, engine temp if you want, all that good stuff. So that's cool. There's some miscellaneous wires and plugs. We'll have to get into that a little bit later.
Temperature sensor.
Oh really? Oh okay. So this is the thing you have to. This goes right into the exhaust for your air fuel. So now let's see what's in here.
Just a bunch of random parts.
Oh, okay. Some fuel line. Looks like the filter, pumps, all that stuff. Alright, so first step in the book is just installing the EFI. So I'll put some nuts onto there, and man, that looks good with a bunch of not so good parts, but we'll clean it all up a little bit and it'll look nice. So our next step is just putting in the coolant temp sensor. We got all the throttle stuff hooked up. That's gonna really just depend on your application, but the instructions do a really good job on showing you how to do it. So we'll get this coolant temp sensor in. It just literally, where's the plug? It literally plugs right in. So that's awesome. The next step is hooking up a return and fill line. This is the fill line, and we'll just find where this goes under the truck. This doesn't need to be upgraded at all because it's already steel. But we have to take this out because we have to drill a hole for the return line. So just unstood it, and the whole thing with the pickup should come out. This is just a super simple pump, which is good for us. And the inside of the cab's gonna smell like gas for the next couple days. There it is. All right, so now we're working on the mechanical fuel pump. I just got it out, and we're installing a block off plate, and I'm having the time of my life. But at least this looks pretty good. So, okay, so we got this fitting inside of here. So now we basically just have to fish all of this stuff back into here. Reinstall the little clamp, and we're good to go. We've made a little bit more progress. We have every vacuum line hooked up, as well as some wiring just kind of put together. We're really just gonna see if it works. I mean, it's really easy. There's just like ignition, tach, fuel pumps, and all that stuff. So not that much stuff to connect. We just decided to put the the filters. There's like 3 inline filters right here. We just decided to put it right here because there's that metal line that goes from the fuel sending unit goes down up here and then up here. So we just ran a hose right into here, and then pre-pump filter, pump, post-pump filter, and that goes into the inlet on the carburetor. And then right here is the return line. So I just finished all the wiring on this and the fuel lines. So wiring's pretty easy. You just have, for us, all we have is just main harness right here. There is another huge harness that goes into this. It's like a 12 pin, but we don't have to use that because we're not hooking it up to any of the other MSD ignition stuff like that. We just have traditional HEI. But anyways, so it's really just power, ground, signal wire, and then fuel pump wire, which I ran all the way around back here, and then fuel pump ground I ran right there, hidden underneath. So that's cool. And then take a look at the fuel situation. As you can see, we have the drain and the return line. So those just go right down to there, run underneath the car and go up. So that's all hooked up. So yeah, the final thing I need to do is drill a hole for the O2 sensor. Okay, so I dropped down that part of the exhaust and drilled a 3/4 inch hole. So now all I have to do is just kind of clamp this thing onto there and then thread the O2 sensor into it and plug it in and rebolt it up, and we're good to go. So I got the O2 sensor in right there. Then we got all the wiring is all hooked up and stuff. The only temporary wire is just this one that I twisted together that goes to the MSD ignition box. It shouldn't keep it from running, but it probably, if it's not the right wire, then we won't be able to see the RPMs on that digital display. So I got that right in here. We went right in the old choke hole right there. So we'll probably mount the screen over that, but we're not going to worry about that yet. So now what we need to do is we need to do key on and go through the initial startup procedure. The instructions are really good. It basically tells you everything you need to do to set it up. So start that. Alright, so we just keyed it on, and you can see this. So hit wizards, I think. Right there. Okay, so select the EFI type. That's us. So next. Number of cylinders 8. Yep. 350. You can click the little arrow on top. Yeah. Okay, next. Alright, we're gonna just go through all this idle speed and all that, and then we'll come back when we're trying to start it or whatever. We went through all the settings. We sent RPM to like 850 and stuff, so now we just hit that start button. Alright, so the fuel pump's going. Okay, so we think we're ready to go. We're gonna go for the first startup. Alright, ready?
Yep.
Oh, it died?
I didn't give it any gas though.
Wow, it fired up quick. I'm gonna read the book. There's a little idle adjuster screw that I might have to adjust a little bit because it might be a little too low. But that's badass. Alright, so what we did was we hooked the tack output thing was in the wrong, the wire was in the wrong spot. I thought it connected to this white one. That's a temporary one that I didn't think would work. So, but now if we figured it out, it should start right up. Now we just gotta check for leaks or anything like that. so everything works really well on this thing, and it got up to temperature, but the electric fans aren't kicking on because we removed the temp sensor. But that's a temp sensor for the Holley EFI, so we need the original switch. So we're gonna put it on this port right here, but we gotta wait for the coolant to cool down so we don't burn ourselves. But for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the new valve covers on. So. Cool. Wow, it actually looks really clean in here, guys. Awesome.
Alright, we got a new gasket, so we're gonna put these valve covers on. They're a lot flashier. Try to be careful.
Yeah, and they're a lot taller. I think on this side we're gonna have to trim this AC mount because, oh dang. Okay, these look sick.
We got new gaskets too.
Yeah, new gaskets are in. Oh shoot, it's hitting the transmission kickdown mount. So we'll have to, I think we're not gonna have to cut that, but I think we're just gonna have to adjust it. Wow, okay, so this thing looks like, this thing looks huge now, honestly. It looks really good, dang. Okay, so these valve covers are really tall, and it's obviously gonna hit here. So I just gotta lop some of this off. It is aluminum, so it should cut pretty good, but I'm not looking forward to it. We got everything covered up too to avoid too much damage. Alright, so our hack job, not really a hack job, we cut it and grind it down, it clears. And guys, this thing, it literally looks like huge. It's like kind of a, I mean, why increase horsepower if you can just put valve covers on? These are definitely like 20 each, at least. But yeah, oh, it's gonna look good. I can't wait till we get the air cleaner on. So yeah, we'll get that on. I just gotta put in the coolant temp sensor, which I took out right there. And we'll tighten down the nuts on this, and she's gonna be looking good. Here, we had to go to AutoZone, or a couple AutoZones, and find a thermostat housing that had a place where we could attach our temp sensor. That way, now all we have to do is hook these two wires up to it. That way, we have a thing that'll kick the electric fan on and off.
Okay, so now just finishing up, soldering in the lines to the thermostat temp sensor, and that will just control if the fans turn on or off. So after this, we'll take it for a ride.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching. Really happy with how this looks. It runs and performs really well. You can kind of see the EFI right there, but yeah, we're slowly making this thing into a cooler truck, so. Thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe. We're actually planning on doing a video of painting this thing this weekend, but the carburetor kind of shot out in this thing, so we decided to do this. Well, we kind of had to because it's our mode of go-kart transportation, so yeah. But thanks for watching, hope you liked this little video. It was a lot of fun. It's definitely a really good upgrade and the engine looks really good now. Yeah, thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe.